Wow, this movie is embarrassing. It's called Megalopolis, and Superman doesn't even show up once. Wait, hold on, that's Metro City. Where does Megamind live? Chicago? Okay, so Megalopolis was made by Francis Ford Coppola? The dude who made The Godfather and a bunch of other movies. And this is like his life's work. He put $120 million into this, and everyone was expecting big things. This was going to be amazing. And then they watched it, and everyone hated it. I think the biggest problem here is that they forgot that this dude also made The Godfather 2. And he also made Stuart Little, which is definitely not a lie. But the main criticism I've heard from this movie is that it's just really boring. Look, this is the description on Google. A conflict between Caesar, a genius artist who seeks to leap into a utopian idealistic future, and his opposition, Mayor Franklin Cicero, who remains committed to a regressive status quo, perpetuating greed, special interests, and partisan warfare.
That's it? That's
Megalopolis.
That was just a bunch of cheap walk cycles! What a rip! SpongeBob betrayed us!
Look, I'm not saying you have to make movies all in your face all the time. Like, in fact, some of the movies that are really, really good work better with a simple and tame plot, but this is just lame and generic. Like, take out all the fluffy adjectives, and all you have is, Caesar wants better future, mean mayor does not. That's not a synopsis, that's just a statement. There's no stakes, there's no sense of urgency, there's nothing unique about the concept at its face value. And holy shit, no sense of urgency is right. Why is this movie 2.5 hours? Stop it. Stop making movies so fucking long for no reason. It's annoying and it hurts the movies that it... But after watching the movie myself, I do have to say, who the hell let this become a movie? Seriously, this is all around a shit show. From the cinematography that inexplicably has the Breaking Bad Mexico filter on all the time, to the allegory of Rome that they beat over your head like 148 times, and I can't find anything to like about this movie. It compares New York to Rome, and then it doesn't really add to that. Like, okay, my asshole is like my toilet because sometimes they both have poop in it, but what does that matter? So, like, it compares New York to Rome, and it says, Rome fell, so New York, it might fall. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will, but like, do you have an ETA or something? This movie feels most like a bootleg for V for Vendetta. But replace everything that made V for Vendetta interesting and good, and just put meaningless bullshit in there, and that's this movie. Where V for Vendetta had an outlaw who was mysterious and interesting as a main character, who barely escaped the corrupt hand of the law, this movie had Kylo Ren and his army of fangirls blow up a building and then walk by a police officer with no tension. Like, he just walked away like no big deal. But, you know, that doesn't really stop this movie from trying to act mysterious and cool by throwing in all these pretentious art house shots of foreshadowing like every 2 seconds. It was nightmare blunt rotation.
Hi, ich bin's Michel und ich bin Sven und wir zeigen euch heute unseren ultimativen Trick.
But instead of making the movie cool and mysterious, it makes it feel like it's trying too hard, like it's a guy who poses like Batman and looks around to see if anyone is noticing. There are plenty of cameos in this movie, from Gustavo Fring to Aubrey Plaza, but it rushes through them to try and squeeze in as many as possible. But just because you have a good actor in your movie, it doesn't mean that you have developed a good character. None of the characters stood out. They were all boring, they were all pointless, just like the movie. It hurt my eyes, it was so devoid of fun and life, and I'll be entirely honest, it made it to where I could not in good conscience actually finish this entire movie. I couldn't. And I know that's a big no-no as a reviewer, but like, I don't know, maybe I'll go back one day and give it another try, but probably only like if I lose a bet or something. 1 out of 10, Joker 2 was like 100 times better.